Tasha, you mute. You're mute.
Somebody's like, hi, everyone. Nobody can hear me. Hello, everyone. We're recording. Thank you for joining us. I'm just making sure that I am on. I'm actually on here. We want to do this to make sure that it's public, and I want to share it into my group really fast here for Sisterhood of Sacred Fire. So that's now being shared in there so people can see that. And let's mute this down here as well. All right, so everyone, this is Vanessa, and she was not in the program we have going now, but the program before that we had for the Women's Sacred Rage, and it was our deep dive program. Vanessa, you know, not to make anyone feel bad, but she very well may have been my favorite person in that program. Sorry, everyone, I love you. You know, I love you. But she had such big, huge results in regards to like where she came from. Vanessa has kind of a shyer, more introverted personality. And that was one of the things she was a little bit scared about, was like, oh my gosh, I'm really freaked out about the fact that maybe everything's going to be super intense. And I'm kind of like, I feel things deeper and I feel kind of like I'm more in my shell. And so she was a little bit, you know, scared about how she was going to be able to, what she was going to be able to get out of it really. And if she was going to be able to fully be able to open up. And what we found is on the first day, Vanessa was definitely, you know, her normal self. She's got a little bit of a lower voice and she's a little bit shyer, and she only spoke for about 5 minutes when the class started, which is the first day is basically the women coming together and saying like why they're here and their story and all the things. And Vanessa talked for about 5 minutes, and I was like, oh, awesome. I mean, I didn't really know if Vanessa was going to talk at all. So the fact that you talked at all, Vanessa, was great. So she talked for 5 minutes. We were like, cool, awesome. And then the next class, Vanessa ended up talking for like 45 minutes. So, you know, that was been a 1 week time frame. So what I would like for you to do, Vanessa, is just to tell people your name, you know, who you are, what it is that you do. Please talk about a little bit about your business as well. I'd love for people, because I know your business is also something that's expanding and has expanded. It's one of the reasons why she got into the program also, by the way, was to clear out some of these blocks to her business and being able to be more seen. To be totally honest, this is a big deal for Vanessa to actually show her face on live. This is the first live she's ever fucking done. And that is a direct result of this program and her being able to come out of her shell and feel safe for doing that. So this program has really great, amazing results from everybody of all levels of who you are. If you're somebody, it's my personality. If you're somebody who is shyer, if you're somebody who, you know, is in between there, like it really is for everyone of all ages and so on. So I will stop babbling and would love for you, Vanessa, just to say, you know, again, who you are, how you were kind of in the beginning of the program, some of the shifts you felt, the connections maybe you felt, the aha moments, how you maybe felt like you were coming out of your shell a little bit, and then how maybe in comparison to like where you were at the beginning and how you were today and what the results have been for you. That'd be great.
Yes, thank you, Tasha. Thank you for the invitation. And that's true what you say. This is the first time that I'm doing a live video. I'm not much of a camera lover. That selfie style is, I don't know, it just didn't click with me. But one of the things that drove me to join your group was because I used to see you in my newsfeed, and I always see you with that, you know, extrovert, outgoing, fire energy. And well, in my case, my background, I'm from South America, so I'm Latino, and my background, my culture is very like, can be very old-fashioned, and they follow tradition. So the way that I was being raised is like, you need to be this type of girl that sits properly, doesn't speak out, you don't need to be loud, you need to dress properly, you know, following all those rules. So when I saw your energy, it was like, wow, these are all the things that I thought that were not for me. And I continue just following all you know, all the posts and the content that you have. And I remember thinking about joining the program because I thought I would like to try this, but at the same time, I wasn't sure if the program was for me because I think I sent you a message or comment in one of your posts, and I asked you in a shy way, like, is this for introvert people?
You did, I remember.
Yeah, I think that was the first time that we speak, and that was awesome because you kind of gave me the, you know, the assurance. So I feel safe and I feel like, okay, it's something that I can do. And to be honest, I had so many like questions in my head about like, am I gonna connect to this group? Like, how I'm gonna talk about things with a group of women that I never met before in my life. And yeah, it was very big for me. But I knew that I have to overcome few fears that I had. One of them was, by the way, I'm a dietitian. So I live now in Australia. So the language barrier was a big thing for me because back home, I feel like I don't need to like, it's like the approval was coming from the outside. Like I got a bachelor degree, I got this job opportunity so people can see what I achieved. So it was for me easy to say, okay, so I'm worth it, so I don't need to prove anything here or the document that proves that I'm worth it. So when I moved to Australia, it was like that death of my ego because I feel so dumb trying to learn everything in a new language, trying to explain myself. So yes, so that's when I realized that things just were not right, even when I thought they were. Because the approval that shouldn't come from outside, it should come from inside. So that's what I thought, okay, I need to do this program. I need to speak to this woman. And yes, and I remember like, I was thinking, okay, I need to do something out of my, comfort zone. That first day, I didn't feel that I wanted to share things. I want more like observing and watching. And then I remember the second day, I just feel so, I don't know, protected, feel safe. It is a safe space where everyone can express. And one of the things that really, really helped me is like, remember one day I mentioned something about an experience that I have, and my mom, I love my mom, but she's a type of person that always say to us, like, if something bad happened to you, just forgive them and send them love. Yeah. And that's the way that I was living pretty much my whole life. And I remember, we had this trip and this happened to us. And I was angry about that situation. And you told me that I was allowed to be angry. And oh my God, that's just few words. It just stayed with me and it gave me so much power that for the first time, someone told me that I was allowed to be angry, that being angry is not like a negative feeling. And I've been thinking my whole life that I shouldn't be loud, I shouldn't scream, I shouldn't be angry at people, I have to be patient, I have to be caring. And those things are good, but no, when you're just trying to hide the other feelings in the back. So that's what I was doing most of my life. So yes, that was a big thing for me. And I'm always gonna be grateful for you, Tasha, for the work that you do, and Jacqueline, like every session we have, every class with the girls in the group. It's like we all came from different backgrounds, from different stories, but we just connect so well. And that was an extra thing that I didn't expect to get from the program, the sisterhood, because I never thought that I could connect with people from different backgrounds, from different even beliefs. Like, I just love the group. We connect so well. And even though we finished the program, we're still in contact and we still, like, someone just jump question or talk about something that happened. Everyone is there, ready to help. And you, Tasha, the whole program, I don't know how you do, but you were just there 24/7. Like, we have, girls from, I'm from Australia, we have another girl from Melbourne, we have someone from South Africa, we have a girl from America, different places. And no matter what the time zone was, you were just there. And I used to think, oh my God, Tasha doesn't sleep. Always ready to help us. And I really love that. And I'm being in other programs, because the thing with my business is like, I was a dietitian and I used to just have my private, practice back home. When I moved to Australia, it was like, what do? I need to improve my English. I need to, improve my communication skills and get new clients. And that's what I've been trying to do. just following a strategy, just following a marketing plan. But then when things didn't work, I thought, okay, maybe it's more than that. I need to do the internal work. And your program really, really helped me just to give me that validation that now I know that I don't need to seek for the external approval. I just need to approve myself inside. And yeah, and also, you know, in my case, I'm not like very outgoing person. I'm very empathic. So I like to watch out my environment. And, you know, if I have friends, they're friends pretty much for life. And I don't talk to everyone. You know, I'm not that type of person, but with your program, I thought, this is just for extrovert people, you know, women that they have so much energy. But no, your program helped me. And I'm not that type of person, but we all have that fire inside.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm so happy. Really, I'm really happy to meet you and all the girls in the program. And as I mentioned, like sisterhood, that's a big thing that I didn't expect to you know, to get from your program. I came to your program looking for something. I got that, and also I got something extra.
Yeah, I love it. I'm so fucking like proud of you. What do you think has changed for you? Like, what do you think is different in your life now that wasn't the way it was when you started the program?
Oh, well, definitely now I'm allowed to feel my feelings. It's something might be sound simple, but in my case, that was a big thing because before it's like, I'm not allowed to be angry. I even remember the first time I mentioned to you, you know what, I don't even say bad words. And that day that you told me, no, Vanessa, you're allowed to be angry at them. And I was, fuck them, I hate them. That's true, I hate them. I hate what happened. But that I know that, you know, I don't live in that state forever. So I'm allowed now to feel those feelings.
Mm-hmm.
And it just, you know, lasts 5 minutes and then they're gone. Then I move on with my life. So yeah, now I can say, yeah, sometimes I can be angry and that's fine.
Didn't you also end up like going in your page and like deleting people off your page and like?
Oh yes, because yeah, I remember mentioning that because most of my colleagues back home, they are, you know, the dietitian, they just follow what we've been taught in uni. And I'm very into spirituality and intuition. So I'm very passionate about intuitive eating. So I kind of like moved to a different path, but I still, my foundations, I keep that dietitian, you know, as my foundation, and I follow intuitive eating. And I can get so much, how can I say, no positive comments from my colleagues. So instead of just trying to write in a certain way or look myself in a certain way just to have the approval of other people, I thought at the end, like I'm gonna just treat Facebook as my personal space, like my living room. Like I don't want to invite you to my living room, so maybe I can just show you the door. That's what I did.
Show you the door. Let me just show you the door, Vanessa says. Yeah, which was a big deal for you. This was like a big deal. That was a big deal for you to be like, bye, and not have to worry about how this would make them feel, not have to worry about getting a message that says, hey, why'd you delete me? Like you were like, I don't care. I don't want them on my page. They're not for my highest and best. This isn't helping me, isn't helping my business. So bye.
Yeah, no, that's definitely something that I didn't think that would do that before, because in the past I used to think, okay, I shouldn't delete these people, even though we don't have things in common, even though we don't talk. But if I delete this person from my Facebook, they're gonna think that something bad happened. They're gonna have a bad concept of me, and that was me, you know, looking for the external approval.
Yes, always.
So in that moment,
external.
you kind of get me the freedom to say, fuck then. I mean, you don't need to just leave someone based on someone else's expectation.
Mm-hmm.
If it doesn't make you happy, it doesn't add to your life, then just time to say goodbye.
Yeah,
and that's what I did.
Yeah, and that's what I did. This was not who Vanessa was at the beginning of the program, you guys. She was not like this. Talk about how it felt to scream and hit the pillow and like do all the things.
Oh my God, Tash. that was a huge thing for me. I even remember mentioned to you after that first session of screaming that it's like all the tantrums that I was not allowed to have them as a child. For the first time, more than 10 years passed, and someone told me, you are allowed. So here you can throw a tantrum. That's what it feels to me. The fact that, I can scream, I can just punch things. But in the past, I used to be that kid that is always, silent, sitting properly, listening what parents say or adults say. So never thought that being angry and showing an expression, physically, that anger was accepted, was valid. But now I know that it is. It took me so many years to understand that, concept, but it's so much power that I can take from that experience.
Yeah, it was really cool because to be honest, because of how introverted you are, you blew me away. You blew Jacqueline and the whole class away, honestly, through the whole program. Because
I love it.
Yes, because you were so introverted and shy, we didn't want to have any expectations on you. We don't have expectations on anyone, but you especially, we were just kind of like, whatever, anything Vanessa decides to do in this program is going to be epic, because the fact that you're even fucking here, knowing like how you feel about like being out and seen in the world and all the things, it was a miracle all in itself. That's how we really felt about it. So I didn't really expect you to scream for as long as you did, or to hit the pillow for as long as you did, or to yell. We didn't expect any of that. So to see it all was kind of like, it's just like jaw-droppingly beautiful to watch.
That blew my own mind, Tasha, because never in my life done that before. That was the first time. And I've been through different phases, childhood, teenager. People talk about that terrible too. I never had that experience.
Like, so even as a small child of like one, from even just birth, you never were the child that ever acted up or got to scream or got to do anything. Ugh.
No.
God, I did not know that. I did not know, actually. I did not know that you were like not a normal child where children scream and get upset and you're just like, no, you don't understand. Like, that never happened. Yeah. And so
I always thought that people always say that I was a good kid. And I always thought that I was that's the way a good kid behaves. You just be quiet, you just listen what they say. And if you're not agree, like, you just gotta be quiet because the adults, they know what they're doing. But sometimes we know our parents or carers, they just can do as much as they can with that knowledge they have in that moment.
Yeah, it is very true that and here's the difference. Like in the program, if I were to have heard Vanessa say what she just said, which was basically making an excuse for her parents, right? In the program, I would correct her and be like, don't make an excuse for your parents. But now, now that she's alchemized her anger, now it is like, it makes sense for her to be like, okay, I was angry about that. And now that I've processed my anger and gave myself space for that, I can also hold compassion for the fact that my parents did not know what the fuck they were doing. Like they were doing what they knew was best as well, because your mother had been raised the same way. I'm assuming grandma was like that, right?
It was very old-fashioned way.
Yeah, your culture is very, and I hope this isn't too much information. I'm not going to go into details of your life by any means, but basically Vanessa's been shut down since she was 3. Like there's a specific time that she remembers like being like this normal, just like outwardly friendly, in child. And then in that moment, no details need to be spoken about, but in that moment, she was basically shut down. And ever since then, she's not really come out of her shell at all. So to see you do that, to see you go from age 3 to who you are. How old are you now?
I'm now 27.
You're 27.
37.
37. You look 27.
Oh my God, thank you.
You're welcome. So to go from 3 to 37, so that's, do the math on that one, right? That's some crazy, crazy years there of being shut down and not being able to find your voice. And little by little, I see it on your page. I see it in the group chat, because she's talking about, when she says that I'm in the group, there's a group chat that this program has that's open before, during, and after. So the program that Vanessa was in was it was a 2-month. Yeah, it was the 2-month deep dive. And that particular program we are doing again on May 9th. And then the program that's coming up is our mini course, which we've never done before, and it will only be done once a year. I wanted to make something that was a little bit shorter time period. It's medium support instead of full support, and it's also going to be a little bit lower ticket items. So that starts April 11th. One woman signed up today. Another woman is signing up at the end of the day as well today. So that's going to leave 5 spots open. So if you're watching this live and that's something you're interested in, please get a hold of me. If you're someone who's like, I don't really have the funds to do the deep dive and I don't have the time to do a 2-month program, this is going to give you really big, amazing results for that little bit less investment and less time investment. So make sure you message me for details on all of that. Vanessa, I don't really have much anything else to say unless you have something else you want to add.
No, not really. I think this type of work is very needed for so many people. And there's something that I remember about the program working with you was that you gave me that permission to do things and also to express myself in a way that you wouldn't understand, because I remember saying like, you know what, and my first language is Spanish, so English is my second language. And you mentioned, look, if you feel comfortable, you can just speak Spanish.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I remember saying, if you want to just yell in Spanish, go ahead, because the whole point is to like allow you to just get your stuff out. So whether we understand it or not is a moot point. We don't care. We want you to get it out of your body. So yeah. So I guess that would be the last thing I would ask you is like, for somebody who's on the fence or who is kind of like, I don't know if this is for me, or like, what's some advice that we would say to a woman who is thinking about doing this, but she's not quite, ready to do it?
Well, in my case, I didn't think that I was quite there ready for this program, but after I complete the program, I definitely think that this work has to be, shared, and other women has to jump in, into this work, because it's so, how can I say, it's so liberating. In my case, I could find something that I would never find outside. It was just inside me. And the fact that we just play with those emotions and feeling, and we allow to be ourselves in a safe and private container, that's so powerful. You don't get this in other, coaching programs.
No, thank you for that. It's beautiful. Well, I'm just so, again, honored and blessed that I got to be a part of your journey and such a big part of it, in my opinion. And so I look forward to seeing you more out there. And Vanessa, will you tell people what you do and how to get a hold of you?
Oh, yes. Well, as I mentioned, I'm a dietitian and I help people with intuitive eating. That's one of the things also your program helped me to, because I wasn't sure about how I'm going to show my, my skills in intuitive eating. But because I am a dietitian, but you allow me to be both. I can also be, on the science part as a dietitian and also play with the intuition. So now I'm like, yeah, I can be both and I can help people. So you can find me on Facebook. Also, I have an Instagram. My handle is the food freedom dietitian.
The food freedom dietitian. Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Awesome. And if you want to get in touch with Vanessa and you weren't able to write any of that down, you can always message me and I will get you in touch with her, obviously, instantly. So yeah, I'm so proud of you for showing up. See, it wasn't that hard, was it?
No, it wasn't. I told you, oh my God, this is my first live.
I know once you do it, it's like, you're like, oh, okay, it's cool. I could do this a million times. So yeah, it's super easy. I'm so proud of you. I'm so honored. Thank you so much for your time today.
No, thank you. Thank you, Tasha. Thank you.
Okay.
And all the girls in the group, I'll message them.
Okay, good. Perfect. All right, everyone. Okay, thank you so much. And